Spookmas, 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 spookmas.
We wish you a Merry Spookmas. We wish you a Merry Spookmas. We wish you a Merry Spookmas and a happy spook year. Happy what?
Spookmas.
Okay, I said spook
And
year.
a happy spookmas.
I said spook year.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a state of mind. It is a year.
For you it is.
All the time.
For you it is. Hello everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to episode 3 of the
Yes.
Snapshot podcast, the Halloween special.
Woo!
We're here, ready to spook it up.
We are.
You in the Halloween spirit?
I can't wait.
So today is the 29th of October.
The pre-spookmas.
So Halloween is on the 31st.
Oh, it's so soon.
Where would you say you are on the spookometer?
Oh, we're going to go with a good 8.2.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So that's out of 10.
We're getting high.
I would say I'm not as into Halloween as you are.
No,
I would say right now I'm at a maybe a 7,
that's not good.
maybe a 6.8.
Ooh, wow, it got worse.
But maybe after the next hour of your listening time.
Yes.
Listening time? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
But maybe by the end of the podcast, I'll be a bit more
Spooked.
spooked.
Yes.
So, today's episode's going to work a little bit differently than usual. So, instead of the pre-ramble, I'm going to read, for your listening pleasure, a few creepypastas from the internets. And Courtney, you've not heard these before.
No, I haven't.
I've pre-read a couple of them. Some I just went because I like the name, and I've not read them either.
Cool.
I've got... No, I won't say what the names are.
No,
I'll say what the names
yeah.
are as we come to them.
Yeah. Let me guess afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I think let's just get straight into it.
Cool. Go for it.
Okay, so this first story is called My Amazon Alexa Does More Than Just Laugh.
Oh, so we are doing names.
What?
You said we weren't going to do names.
No, I'm not going to do... I wasn't going to do the names all in one before. I'm going to do them before each story.
Well.
I was going to list off all 3. No.
Well.
Okay.
Right. Let me get back into the zone. I'm ready. Okay, announce it again.
What, do the title again?
Yeah, go for it.
My Amazon Alexa does more than just laugh.
Ooh.
So this is after that, you know, that whole thing of like Alexas were sort of laughing unprovoked.
Yeah.
It was. I would never have an Alexa.
I would.
No.
I'd love it.
Okay.
I'd love it if she came to life. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so are you sitting comfortably?
I am.
Then we'll begin. 2 nights ago, I was home alone and Alexa laughed. I'd read about the software issued. I'd read.
Oh.
Rookie mistake early on.
Rookie error. Okay.
Well, you know, when it's written down, it's difficult to know which one it is.
Of course.
Right. No, because you could actually it could be either. It could be I'd read about the software, like to read anyway.
Yes.
I'd read about the software issue that devices had been having all over the world, so it wasn't that big of a shock. Thank God for that too, because I would have jumped out of my skin otherwise. Still, I was unsettled. It's creepy to hear laughter when you think you're alone. Alexa, shut up, I instructed. The blue ring on the top flashed, and the laughing stopped. I went back to my book.
Ooh.
20 minutes later, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Alexa's blue ring illuminate, as if she'd received a command. I studied her for a few seconds and shrugged it off. 30 seconds later, her light came on again. This time, she said, "Okay, Peter, J.A. Henkel's 5-piece stainless steel knife set is on its way. You should have it in a couple of days."
Ooh.
"Oh, come on," I complained. I put my book down and I grabbed my laptop. I navigated to Amazon and checked my order page. It was empty.
Oh.
Then I checked my account information in the Alexa device, wondering if my Alexa had paired with someone else's account. It hadn't. Great, I thought. 3 knives. Thanks, Pete, wherever you are. I went back to my reading. Probably wasn't the best subject matter to be consuming when I was already a little shaken. Far too many mushrooms and people peeling off their skin. Gross. As I reached the end of my chapter, she didn't tell us what she's reading. She just...
I'm intrigued.
Come
on, Pete.
No, Pete's the ghost.
Oh.
She's not Pete. Pete's the person ordering.
Yeah.
Right?
Pete. Come on, Pete.
What's Pete going to do? Tell you what the book is?
Yeah, I want to know what the book is.
Pete's not reading it.
Who's reading the book?
The person who wrote the story. The person who wrote the story is not Pete.
What? Wait. So, Pete is the guy in the story? But I thought Pete was reading the book.
Let's, for argument's sake, say the person who's telling this story is called Karen.
No,
right?
The person telling the story is Pete.
No, the person who put the Amazon order in is Pete. The person telling the story isn't Pete.
I don't understand.
What do you mean? Right.
I hope the other stories are better. Very stressed.
Pause. Right. Why are you confused?
Because it's Pete's Alexa. I can imagine Pete in his cabin right now reading his book, and Alexa keeps turning on, and he's like, "Why is she turning on?"
No. The person reading the story is not called Peter, right? Which is when they say at the story,
What?
right? So Alexa ordered them some knives.
Pete.
Right. Pete ordered some knives.
Yeah.
Right, but she didn't order a knife. She was reading the book. She didn't order no knives. Right.
But who's Pete then?
Well, that's the hook, isn't it? That's the question. Because Alexa went, okay, Pete, I'll get them knives for you. And they've gone, I don't order no fucking knives. They checked it, no knives. They're like, oh, okay, cheers, Pete. Thanks for the 3 knives you just bought for me that's coming to my house.
Oh.
Keep up.
Okay, continue.
Oh, my God.
Back to Karen. Okay.
I went back to my reading. It probably wasn't the best subject matter to be consuming when I was already a little shaken. Far too many mushrooms and people peeling off their skin. Gross. As I reached the end of my chapter, Alexa laughed again.
Oh.
It sounded different than it had the first time. The first time it was mechanical and emotionless, just like her voice. This time it was lower, deeper, as if it had breath in it. The hairs on my arms stood on edge. Screw this, I thought, and I got up to shut her off. As I crossed the room, her lights flashed. Okay, Peter. 4 units of Clorox bleach, 121-ounce bottles, is on its way. You should have it in a couple of days.
Okay, I think I know what Pete's doing.
Do you?
Pete's getting ready for something. Mm-hmm.
You don't even know who Pete is.
Pete's outside.
You thought Pete was... Alright.
Pete's outside, hon.
I stopped in my tracks and stared at the device. This is stupid, I said to myself. You freaked out because of that stupid book and you're letting it make you superstitious. Don't be an idiot. I turned around and checked the time. It was almost midnight.
No, of course it was.
It was a dark and stormy night. I needed to take a shower before bed. That wasn't words. I needed to take a shower before bed. I sighed and headed for the bathroom. After a quick shower, I was toweling off and thinking about what I had to do at work the next day when Alexa started to talk again. I couldn't hear her very well through the bathroom door, but I recognised her voice. It didn't sound like she was reading another order. It almost sounded like a conversation. I cracked open the door and listened. The voice stopped. I could see her blue light reflecting off the wall. Alexa, I called. What are my active orders? You have no active orders, Valerie.
Ah.
Right, so Valerie.
That's ruined it. Okay, Valerie.
You have no active orders, Valerie, she replied. Is there something you'd like to get? No, I said. Her light went off. I watched TV in bed for a little while, hoping I'd get tired enough to fall asleep. It wasn't working. I couldn't stop thinking about that stupid device. I wasn't going to shut it down, though. I didn't want to give in to my baseless fear. I'm an adult, damn it.
Oh, Valerie's intense.
During my 3rd Frasier rerun, I finally...
Oh, good show. Good choice. That'd be me in the cabin watching Frasier.
I caught some Frasier on TV the other morning.
So good.
And there's like a Manc person in it and a Yorkshire person. I was like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Daphne from the UK. Love her.
I've been watching... We're off topic here, but I've been watching. You ever seen Party of 5?
No.
Oh.
What's that?
A classic.
Is it?
So it's got Matthew J. Fox from Lost and other things. You know Matthew J.
Right.
Fox, right? So he's in it.
Uh-huh.
It's got Scott Wolf.
Not a clue.
It's got other people. It's got do you ever see The Wild Thornberrys?
No, of course not.
What? Well, anyway, it's got the girl who does the voice for Eliza in The Wild Thornberrys in it.
Okay.
She's in it. And a couple of other people. It's a good show. Recommend on Netflix.
Okay.
Peep. Peep.
Back to Val.
Anyway. Okay, Peter. Sunshades Depot 5x7 tarp is on its way. You should have it in a couple of days.
Peter is outside. 100%. I'm going to bet you right now. Pete's outside.
My eyes snapped open.
Oh.
Enough of this, I muttered and bolted out of bed. When my feet hit the floor, Alexa began to laugh again.
Oh.
It was loud this time, and just as deep as it had been the last time. She sounded like a large man cruelly laughing at an offensive joke.
Pete. Pete is Alexa.
The blue light was so bright in my eyes as I reached for the plug. Okay, Peter, Osborne International Wire Brush is on. I tore the plug. I tore the plug from the outlet and Alexa went silent. The light went out. I stormed back into my room and slammed the door. I think I slept for about an hour. The next day, when I got home from work, I ran into my landlady.
Oh.
We're friendly with one another. She's only a few years older and we have drinks every so often. I invited her in, telling her I needed a few beers after what I'd dealt with in the night before. What happened? Toshi, what a name.
Oh, I love it.
What happened? Toshi inquired, sitting down at the kitchen table and cracking open the beer I'd given her. You know that Amazon Alexa thing? I asked, pointing in its direction. Oh yeah, she replied. My sister has one. Did you hear about some people reporting it laughs? That's what mine does! I exclaimed. No way!
Oh.
Toshi said, laughing. That must have scared the hell out of you. Maybe, I admitted. It feels silly to be scared of something like that. No way, she insisted, and took a swig of her beer. I'd have thrown it out the window. I laughed. Ha, ha, ha. She didn't laugh like that, but anyway. I'd been laughing when I said I didn't think about it, especially with the other things she said. Toshi's eyebrows perk up. Other things? Like what? Oh, nothing as creepy as the laugh, I replied. I'd say it's creepy. I would, yeah.
Yeah, I would as well.
He's bought
Pete's ordering some knives.
He's bought knives, bleach, tarp, and wire brush.
Pete's ready.
Also, if you're gonna if you're planning a murder, you don't buy the 4 most murderous items
On the victim's account.
on.
On her Alexa.
Well, you don't buy them from the same place on the same night.
True.
Now, I've not murdered.
Right.
I want to stress that fact.
Wow, not
to
very
the police.
Halloween-y of you.
I've not murdered.
Okay.
However, if hypothetically,
Yeah.
theoretically,
Yeah.
I wanted to do a little stabby stab, I wouldn't walk into a shop and then from the same shop at the same time buy all the essentials for murder.
True.
You split it up, you go to different shops, different
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
and you use cash.
Yes.
So that way, if you use your card, doesn't.
Yeah, you don't order it from Amazon.
But I'm not endorsing murder.
No, of course not.
And if just hypothetically, theoretically, if you're gonna, this isn't how I would do it.
Yes. There are other ways.
But I haven't murdered, officer. Anyway.
Karen and Toshi.
Valerie
Valerie and
Toshi.
Karen.
Yeah. Oh, nothing as creepy as the laugh, I replied. It was just announcing orders from someone else's account. I think wires got crossed somewhere. Right, but if it is just reading off orders from someone else's account, the orders are pretty intense.
Yeah.
I'd say creepy. I just got an email from Amazon saying that my order is on its way. Thank you, Amazon.
That bleach.
That
bleach that was in your basket.
Prime is a lifesaver. Well, life ender. Anyway, I don't murder. Toshi's eyebrows perk up. Oh no, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh.
Wow, that's crazy. Toshi said. Do you know whose account? Some guy named Peter. He was ordering knives and brushes and stuff. Toshi paused.
Oh, here we go.
Mid-drink.
Pete died in that house, didn't he?
She looked at me, her smile slipping from her face.
Oh, of course.
Peter, she repeated. She repeated.
That's terrible. No,
Okay.
Go back to the story.
Yeah? Why? Do you know him?
Pete died in that house. Pete murdered
Would you let the story finish?
Sorry, I'm getting excited.
Toshi stood up. The expression on her face was the polar opposite of what it had been only seconds ago. She looked frightened. Tosh, what's going on? Val, before you moved in...
Of course.
I rented this apartment to some guy named Peter. Yeah, and... She stared into my eyes, almost like she didn't want to say. Tosh, it's just... Val, he killed himself about 6 months before you signed your lease here. My blood went cold. He killed himself here, in this apartment. Toshi nodded. Why? What happened? Was he depressed? She shook her head. No. Worse. Tell me, Tosh. She paused and took a deep breath. I glared at her insistently. He killed himself when the police found his girlfriend's body in the swamp on the other side of town. She'd been stabbed to death and wrapped in a tarp. Later on, the investigation showed he... Oh my god. He drained all her blood and tried to clean it with bleach. That's
rookie mistake. Intense.
I felt myself getting dizzy. Tarp? I parroted. Bleach! Toshi nodded and stared at the floor. I can't stay here. I can't stay here. My landlady didn't say anything. We stood in shocked silence for a minute or two. Toshi went to the fridge and got another beer. She didn't finish the first one.
I know.
Anyway, she popped.
What a waste.
She popped the top and took a drink, then opened her mouth, as if she was about to speak. Before she could, though, a hideous, ear-splitting laugh exploded through the apartment. It was Alexa, and she was still unplugged.
Oh.
That's the end of the story.
Wow.
That has an 8.6 out of 10.
Disgusting.
Thoughts? Feelings?
I would have given it a strong 1.2.
Oh.
Terrible. Terrible.
Not for you?
No.
No?
No.
No? That's a shame.
Called that.
No, you thought she was Peter. You didn't call nothing.
No, once I understood the story.
Uh-huh.
No, terrible.
No?
No, not for me.
Not for you?
No.
Well, that is a shame.
Wouldn't watch the movie.
Well, there's not going to be a movie, is there?
Might be. Never know.
No?
Coming to cinemas near you in 2019.
Yeah, I've got one more for you.
Okay.
I've got one more.
All hope rests on this.
And this one is called... Hide and Seek.
See, already it sounds better.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
58, 59, 60. Ooh. Hide and go seek was the order of the evening.
I wouldn't go at 60.
It's a big one.
I'm a strong 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they
30
haven't hidden,
at a push.
Oh, I don't know.
We did 30 in primary school.
Did you?
Yeah.
No. It was strong 20, and if you haven't hidden, you're done. Not my problem.
Hide and go seek was the order of the evening. 2 days of rain with no signs of stopping meant mud, mud and more mud. Jen, with two N's.
Oh.
2 N's.
Interesting.
Jen already knew where the kids were. They always hid together and in the same spot. Twins like to stick together, it seemed. Where could they be? She said convincingly as they giggled somewhere in the house. She tiptoed down the hall and peeked into their room. Goodness, I will never find them. Maybe here, she shouted as she dropped to the floor and pulled the covers back. Guess not, she murmured, searching the empty space under the bed. How about here? She shouted again, this time at an empty closet. Wow, they're really making me work for it this time, she thought. Nothing in the bath, no one in the laundry. She knew they were too scared to venture into the basement, but decided to check after she exhausted all of her options. Jen noisily stamped down the stairs to announce her presence, hoping to elicit some giggles and shuffling. I'm going to find you, she sang. She stopped, noting the uncanny silence.
Oh.
With a 5-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, the only silence she ever experienced happening while they were sleeping. And even that was often interrupted by nightmares. Jordan, Casey, come on kids, you win, I give up, she shouted merrily. Ollie, Ollie, Oxenfree, you win, she shouted with slightly more urgency.
Oh.
Mommy's not playing anymore. Come on now, it's time for dinner. Still nothing. Alright, how about this? If you come out now, we'll get a big cheesy pizza, 2 buckets of whatever flavour ice cream you want, and we'll rent a movie. But you have to come out now. I want that.
I want that as
I
well.
want a big cheesy pizza. I want a big cheesy pizza. Pika. I want a big cheesy pizza and 2 buckets of ice cream. I want that. Anyway. A minute passed, and the panic set in.
Oh.
Alright kids, come out now. If you don't come out, you're going to be in trouble, okay? She shouted in her serious voice. Jordan Oliver Jones, and you and your sister come out this instant! Jeninen suddenly heard movement above her and sprinted up the stairs. What on earth took you so long? She fussed as she reached the ground level. I was starting to get worried. Jeninen froze.
Oh.
The front door was wide open.
Oh no.
She knew she locked it. She was obsessive about locking the door and checked it at least twice a day. She ran out onto the porch, dizzy and nearly hyperventilating. Jordan! Casey! She ran inside and called the police. Jeninen wasn't thinking clearly.
Oh.
Yes, I need help. My children are missing. Cherry Street. 43 Cherry Street. I was playing hide and go seek and I couldn't find them and I searched everywhere and I found the door open and I'm not here. They're gone! She shrieked, the panic building.
Oh.
Is there anyone who might want to take them? Could it be their father, a relative, their neighbours? Asked a calm voice on the other end of the phone. My family, it doesn't live near here and the neighbours are out and... Jeninen's stomach knotted up. Oh God, their father! I have a restraining order against him.
Of course.
He's not supposed to be in town or anyone near... Ma'am, I want you to go inside and lock the doors, just to be safe. Make sure all windows are latched as well. I'm sending a dispatch unit to patrol the area. Can you do that for me? The operator asked in a soothing voice. What I just did wasn't soothing,
no, not at all, but okay.
Yes. Okay, I'm inside. Jeninen panted. Good. Oh, hang on. Good. Thank you. Can you tell me about their father? The officer asked. Jeninen shuddered as the memories flooded back. He murdered his ex-wife. Why'd you marry him?
Yeah.
Why'd you marry him?
Come on.
Why did you marry him? What are you doing? Okay. He murdered his ex-wife in our home.
In our home?
In our home? Wait.
What?
He murdered his ex-wife and then you moved in?
Yeah. Oh, I'm very confused. Mistakes were made, Jen.
What are you doing, Jonathan? It was all over the news. Jeremy Picking, he... Oh, yes, I remember, the officer interrupted. Shouldn't he be... Jeninen waited for it to finish and heard silence. I was about to do the nose voice again now. Hello? Hello, are you there? Jeninen tried another number, and there was no dial tone. She jumped hard at the sound of a loud knock at the door. She saw what looked like an officer's uniform through the frosted glass and rushed to unlock it. Though. Are you okay? Hang on, new voice. Hang on. You alright, Jen? You okay, Jen? You alright, Jen? You okay?
Unsettles me, but okay, go for
Good.
it. Yeah.
You alright, Jeninen? It was Officer John Daly.
Oh.
An old peer of Jen's from high school.
Oh.
And police officer in town for over a decade. Gosh, you got here fast, Jeninen sighed, relieved not to be alone anymore. The kids, John, they're gone and I... Why, don't you worry, Jen. Listen, Treacle, don't you worry. Don't you worry, Treacle, John interjected, holding her shoulders as she started to weep.
Why have I seen this movie?
I don't know.
100%.
Alright, they're probably just running around the neighbourhood, messing around, you know what it's like. I've got 2 cars out patrolling right now. Just you stay inside and try and keep a cool head. We'll find them. We'll find them, Treacle. Listen. Jeninen locked the door behind her again and paced the floor, wringing her hands, peering out the window and rechecking every potential hiding spot. As she crawled out from under the dining room table. Why was she under the dining room table?
Why was she under the dining room table?
What?
Anyway, let's accept it. Okay. You do you, Jen. That's fine.
What?
Who knows? Maybe that's.
Oh, she was checking on the dining table for the kids.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was like, what? Why did she suddenly hit panic mode? As she crawled out from the dining room table, she suddenly noticed motion on the second floor of the house next door.
Ah.
Her breathing stopped.
Why didn't she go and ask the house next door anyway?
They were supposed to be away for the weekend.
Oh, that's why. Sorry.
A light in the attic flicked on, and the curtains swayed. Jenninan walked right up to her window, close enough for her nose to touch the glass. When the light suddenly flicked off again, Jenninan yanked the curtains closed, feeling exposed. She ran through the house, checking the locks again, roughly pulling all the curtains closed. She reached the glass door in the kitchen and came face to face with her neighbour Todd, screaming loudly enough to make him jump. Todd frowned, breathing heavily, and shook his head. Jesus, Jen, where is it? What happened? Jen cracked the door open, the chain lock still in place. Sorry, Todd, She suddenly remembered he was supposed to be out of town. Wait, why are you here? Why are you in town? Todd looked slightly offended.
Aww.
Yeah, well, Chrissy and I got into a big argument over at her dad's. Always treats me and the way her dad always treats me, and while it was pretty rough, I'm being spared a trip to see her in-laws. But yeah, I got home like 10 minutes ago, and I saw Officer Daly leaving, so I figured I'd come check in on you, see if everything was okay. Oh, yeah, it's just, well, the kids, we were playing hide and go seek and had a dead. It doesn't say that. Well, the kids were playing hide and go seek and I couldn't find them, and then something shiny glinting by Todd's side caught her eye. He gripped a pair of shears in his left hand.
Wow.
Todd followed her eyes down to see what stopped her so abruptly. Oh no, sorry. When I was crossing back the yard to get to yours, a lot of brush was getting in my way, so I thought, I'll just get on it and get it out of the way, and you'd have to talk to me through the door. Todd smiled.
So he's murdered Chrissy, and now he's came across the street to kill Jen.
Well, the shears aren't bloody.
Maybe he's cleaned them.
Has he got the time?
Yeah.
Maybe.
He didn't only just get back 10 minutes ago.
Maybe.
She's been dead the entire weekend.
Oh, I'm getting a cold. Can you hear me sniffling?
I can.
Ugh.
I mean, I've had one, so good.
Oh, there we go.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I thought I'll just get on it and, get out of the way. And, you don't have to talk to me through the door. Todd smiled,
open it.
taking a step forward.
Of course.
Jen didn't flinch. Her mind was racing. The phone line was down. Todd had appeared out of nowhere. The shears, the phone, the kids, the shears.
Why was the phone down? She's just called the police.
No, but remember she was on the phone to the police, and then it got cut off.
Of course, yeah.
Jenninan slammed the door in Todd's face and knocked the other two bolts. Hey! Todd shouted and banged the door with his fists, holding the shears. I just want to talk, he shouted, still banging the door. Jenninan ran upstairs and tore through her father's old chest, desperately clawing around for the old 9mm.
Ah, of course.
Why would Todd want her children? Was he trying to get her alone? His wife was out of town and he was always flirting just a little bit too much.
Ew.
She found the gun just as she heard the glass shattering downstairs.
Oh.
She silently loaded and cocked it. How can you silently cock a gun?
Yeah.
It makes a... Anyway. As much as instinct told her to hide, she couldn't. Not with Jordan and Casey's lives at stake.
Oh, God.
She crouched down and thought, think of Black Ops 2. And she crouched down, surveying the first floor from the top step. The kitchen door was completely obliterated.
Oh.
And Todd lay sprawled out on his chest.
Oh.
But it had to be Jeremy. He took the kids and now he was back to take her. This can't be happening. He has previous.
True.
This can't be happening. He has previous. This can't be happening, she repeated in her head over and over. She cracked. She couldn't take the tension any longer. What do you want from us? She screeched down the stairs. What, Jenninan? She heard John shout back.
Who's John?
The policeman.
Ah.
Oh, God, she cried out as she raced down the stairs.
Oh, so it's the cop. Okay.
John stood in the living room facing the kitchen with his pistol drawn. She threw her left arm around him, keeping the gun out of sight. wasn't entirely sure if it was legal for her to have a weapon. "Oh, Todd was here. He's not supposed to be. He had his big shears and I freaked out," she wailed into his shoulder. "I think Jeremy was here. There's blood everywhere." "Here, don't worry, Treacle. I showed up just as Todd broke the glass to get in through your kitchen door. I shot him. It wasn't Jeremy," he said, stroking her hair. "I didn't hear any gunshots," Jenninan said, confused, thinking surely Todd had been stabbed. "What? Silencer." "Silencer," said John. Silencer, just in case.
No, I'm following. Okay. I'm following. I'm just not impressed.
What, with the story of my accent?
With all of it.
Okay, shh. I didn't want to shake up the whole neighbourhood if I didn't have to. "Oh, right," Jenninan exhaled. "Are my children at his house? Did you find them? Was Todd even involved in that, or does he just have amazing timing? Is he going to be okay?" "Shh," John said, holding her tighter.
Oh, God.
"You don't have to worry about John or Jeremy." "What?"
Todd.
The person who wrote it has written John, not Todd.
Oh, come on, guys. Wow.
Oh, typo. Anyway. "You don't have to worry about Todd or Jeremy or any other man ever again. I'll make sure of it. Now, how about some dinner?" Jenninan pulled away, frowning. "John, I can't exactly eat right now. My children are missing." She began tearing up. John continued smiling. "How about I go with you? We look for them together, you know. Out the other guys you said were looking." "Oh no, that was Jen said that." "How about..." Ignore that. Wrong voice. "How about..." Stop giving me that look.
You're ruining Spookmas.
I'm not ruining nothing. "How about I go with you and we look for them together? You know, help the other guys you said were out looking," Jen offered. "Ah, let them do their job, sweetie. They don't need no help. These are professional police officers. We're going to find little Jordan and Casey." Jen stopped moving, trying to remember when she told him the names of her children.
No, sorry. You know him well enough to run up to him and hug him and be like, "John, Todd, John, I'm so glad you're here. Oh my God." But he doesn't know the names of your kids.
They went to the same high school together, but that was all. He didn't know anything about her children. In fact, he hadn't even asked for their descriptions to tell the dispatchers who to look for. "Alright, we'll get a big cheesy pizza," he continued. 2 flavours of ice cream, and hey, maybe we'll even rent a movie. To get your mind off things. Her heart dropped. Her stomach flew into her throat. Her breathing grew short and shallow. "John, how do the dispatchers know who to look for?" Jenninan asked slowly. "Oh, I told them what they looked like, Jenny. You really need to calm down," John said with a new note of seriousness to his voice. John, how do you know what my children look like?" Jenninan asked, gripping the gun still hidden behind her back. John's smile faded, and he took a step closer, his fists clenched. "Well, that's not really important, Jenny. Don't you want your children to be found? Don't you want them safe? Don't you want your children back, Jenny?" That was not cotton at the end, but there we go. We'll continue. "Why do you keep calling me Jenny?" "You ask a lot of questions."
Mm.
"Oh no. You ask a lot of questions!" John shouted, making Jen jump. "That's what you like to be called in high school, wasn't it? When we still hung out before you met that freak, Jeremy." Hang on.
End of the story.
Hang on. I'm going to stop doing the voices because it doesn't deserve it anymore.
No.
Because... So he knew her in high school.
Yeah.
And they used to hang out.
Yeah.
Before she met Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can only assume
mm-hmm.
that's implying that she met Jeremy in high school.
Yeah.
But Jeremy's had a previous wife and he killed her.
Yes.
So what, was he married at 13?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't...
Many an inconsistency.
I don't I don't understand.
No. Should we skip to the end?
Well, we're near the end anyway.
No, come on.
And I'm catching a cold as the more I read.
Just shoot him now, Jen. Come on.
You ask a lot of questions, John shouted, making Jen jump. That's what you like to be called in high school, wasn't it? When we still hung out before you met that freak Jeremy and cut me out of your life completely. John, where are my kids? Jen shouted back. Jeremy's children are none of your concern anymore! John roared.
Continue.
Jen pulled the gun from behind her back and pointed it at John, shaking, praying she loaded it correctly. Todd didn't break the glass door, did he? Jen asked softly. Did he? She shouted. He was just another man who wanted to get to you, John slurred lazily. Oh, I'm getting so ill midway through this story. Unfazed by the gun as he plopped down on the couch. You know, if you shoot me, you'll never find them. Jen felt her will slipping as she sobbed. What do you want? She whimpered. Sit, John ordered, and give me the gun. Jen did as she was told and collapsed into the armchair. Did you even notice how much I cared about you? In high school. John continued his diatribe, relaying stories from high school that Jen barely remembered. As he ranted, she noticed a light at the corner of her eye. It was Chrissy. She was home from her parents' place. Please come here looking for Todd, Jen thought to herself. Please, please, please. Jen kept her eyes focused on Todd as she noticed Chrissy crossing her backyard in the peripheral. I can keep you safe. No one will ever touch you again. Think of Casey. Think of little Jordan. I'll keep them... John and Jen jumped up as Chrissy's scream interrupted them. She'd found Todd. Jen seized the moment to snatch back the gun. John lunged for it, setting it off. His face froze, his eyelids dropping. He'd taken a bullet straight to the gut. John staggered backwards, crashing to the floor. Jen ran to Chrissy, who held Todd in her arms. He drifted in and out of consciousness. There's no time to explain! Please! I need to use your phone! Jen begged. She helped... her husband's kind of...
Her husband's? Come on, Jen.
She helped Chrissy drag Todd to the front yard just as two officers screeched to a halt in their patrol cars. 4 officers with guns drawn rushed towards the house, yelling for Jen and Chrissy to lay down. Apparently, neighbours contacted police at the sound of the gunshot. Wait. We need another pause. So when she rang the police earlier and gave them her address, they didn't get there.
No.
But when neighbours heard a gunshot about 30 seconds ago, the police are like, we're in!
Yeah.
Okay. The officers didn't immediately comprehend why one of their own was lying on Jennan's floor after her children went missing. However, after hearing knocking coming from John's patrol vehicle, they found Jordan and Casey unharmed in the trunk. John survived, but was fired and sent to a psychiatric ward for counselling. End of story. That one's got 6.3 out of 10.
I can understand why. So to sum up, wasn't a big fan.
Did you like any of the stories?
I didn't.
Right.
But I would love to hear if anybody else felt differently.
Snapshot.podcast@gmail.com.
That's the one.
If you feel differently.
Yes,
I'm never really a big fan of creepypasta anyway. I don't think they're that great. Well, that depends, because actually there are a couple that I did like that I will get onto in the second half of the show, which we will get onto shortly. We are going to take a quick break now that the story time is over.
Yeah, you're going to take some Sudafed.
I need to get better and Courtney needs to just calm down. We'll be back after these 0 messages. You're listening to the Snapshot podcast. If you want to get in touch, email snapshot.podcast@gmail.com. Hello everyone, welcome back to the second half. We're back now for our usual scheduled programming of the Snapshot podcast. Did you enjoy the creepypastas that we had? We only read 2 in the end.
We did,
because they were getting on a bit. So credit to unsettlingstories.com for My Alexa Does More Than Just Laugh, and to Hayley Houston for Hide and Seek. And you can find both of these at www.creepypasta.com.
Now, I got really excited at the notion of hide and seek, and I'm going to plug a film since it is Spookmas. The Conjuring.
Okay.
An absolutely great film series that you're going to start watching very, very soon.
Am I?
But one of their sort of horror devices that they use is a game called hide and clap.
Okay.
So we would have a finder and you would have hiders. So the hiders go off and then you count down, 1 to 20 in my life.
30.
And then basically you would find them by them clapping. So you've got 3 claps. So you get your first clap when you first start. There we go. And then say that you were maybe hiding in the living room and I was in the hallway, I would go towards the living room and then thus. So you get 3 claps and then you've got to find them. Okay. And in Conjuring, there's a really, really cool scene where the mum goes to find her kids and again expects them to be in a certain location and is trying to find a daughter. Now, it's a big spooky house, imagine it. She's walking down the hall, she hears the clap coming from her daughter's room. And she goes into the room.
Wait.
Excellent. Goes into the room, asks for the second clap in the room just to find out where she could be.
Do I clap?
Yeah, go for it, yeah. We had the second clap. And then the third clap gets asked for. Now, this third clap...
How close or far away?
It's still quite far away at this point, yeah. Nice. The third clap is heard from the closet. So she runs over to the closet and throws the door open. And there's nothing there, of course. So she's like...
Do.
I know, right?
Okay.
But she hears something, so she was like, oh, they're definitely in there. So she pulls the clothes back, and inside there's a little ghost boy that jumps out and then runs off.
It's a jump scare.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's... Or maybe it's just empty. Or is it the ghost boy? There's definitely a ghost boy at some point in the film.
I watched Insidious yesterday. That had a ghost boy.
Yeah.
Little cockney flat cap man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Please, sir. I just want some bread.
Also, I think it's Conjuring. You've got, my name's Bill Wilkins and I've lived in this house.
Oh, I've lived in this ass. Oh, I'm Bill Wilkins. I've lived in this ass.
I think
for years.
That's Conjuring's second film, Enfield Haunting.
Oh,
and Bill Wilkins. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Vera Farmiga in this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Conjuring is Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson.
There's loads of films based off the Enfield house.
Yeah.
There was a mini series on Sky with Timothy Spall, which was quite nice.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. Mm.
And a few years ago, oh my god, we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this. You remember Most Haunted?
Of course.
The TV show.
Yeah.
Right. So about 2 years ago, so when we were in second year, so this will have been 15, 16. So October. It's 3 years ago. October 2015. They did Celebrity Most Haunted, and Rylan Clark from X Factor and Big Brother fame was there. Paul O'Grady was there.
Nice.
I think they might have had a Spice Girl.
Cool.
Probably Emma Bunton, Baby Spice. Wouldn't be Victoria, would it?
No, true.
But anyway, oh my god, what a load of trash, but hilarious trash. Like, so at one point, they lock a knife up in a box.
Nice, of course. Why wouldn't you?
And they say, we're going to leave this knife here.
Yeah.
And if we come back, the knife's not here. Right? Because there's talk, of objects in this house moving.
Right.
So we're going to leave this knife in a box.
Right.
And the box has got a lock combination on it.
The ghost's not going to be like, you know what, I could move this cup in the kitchen, but instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this lock, going to pull the box down, and I'm going to grab the knife.
Well...
Nobody has the time, even in the afterlife.
What happened was, they went about half an hour, maybe an hour later.
Yeah.
They went up into one of, like, the kids' bedrooms.
Yeah, of course.
And the main guy, I think he's married to... What's her name? Yvette Fielding.
Yeah.
I think he's married to her.
Cooper?
No, it's Fielding.
Fielding? Okay.
So he walks into the bedroom first.
Yeah.
And the cameraman's behind him. And it's just caught on Twitter. You can see him throw the knife.
Excellent.
Into the corner of the room.
Excellent.
Like, you just see his arm just, like, do a throwing motion.
Yeah.
And then they're in the room for about 10 minutes, and then really just unnaturally Yvette goes, "What's that in the corner?" And it's like, oh, it's a knife! It's a knife! No, it's a knife! So they all run downstairs like, "Check the box!" And he's like, "The box is empty!" What? No! It was the best thing. And then at one point a guy got pulled up the stairs by his like throat.
Brilliant.
But you could see the harness on his back.
Excellent.
And you could tell he'd just been rubbing his neck really hard to make it red. Oh, it was the best thing.
Was it? Yeah.
But then Rylan and Paul O'Grady were just there shitting themselves and it made it even better. And they just... I loved it.
Did you? Yeah.
And they've not done it since.
Good.
But it was the best. Oh, I loved it.
Good.
I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, they were doing it in the Enfield house.
Yes.
Is where I was going with that. So...
Yeah, there's a lot about the Enfield house. I think that's our Amityville.
Okay.
I think. Enfield for us.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love to go to the Amityville house.
Yeah?
Love it. Yeah. 100%.
Well, I'd would.
Definitely spend a night there.
Stop it.
Maybe 2. Easy.
Stop it.
Nice little break away from life, yeah.
Yeah? I'm just going on a little weekend break to a haunted mansion.
To the Amityville, standard.
And everyone's like, oh, you look tired. You should go, get some rest. Yeah.
Relax a little bit.
Fuck off.
Me still in the sleeping bag in the attic, like, where are the ghosts?
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
However, speaking of spooky houses...
Spooky houses.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been watching Netflix recently, but you should. There is a show on there called...
Well, yes, I have been watching Party of 5. You should join me. It's great.
No. You should be watching a show called...
Everybody wants to live. I don't want to live.
You're ruining Spookmas, stop it. No, we only do Spookmas stuff today.
I don't want to love. Everybody watch Party of 5.
No, don't do it. Anyway, there is a show called The Haunting of Hill House.
Yes, I've heard of this, but only because whilst I was watching Gogglebox. Well, I was in the room.
Were they watching it?
I was in the room when Gogglebox was on.
Right.
I was doing other stuff, but they were watching that on Gogglebox. Because it was Stamps of Cancer on Friday. So it was like celebrity Gogglebox.
I love that.
So they had like 3 England footballers. They had...
Fair play.
Eric Dyer and Dele Alli.
Oh, nice.
Were sat together.
Yeah.
And then Peter Crouch with his wife Abby Clancy.
Oh, cool.
I love Crouchy. Crouchy's fun.
Cool.
Who else did they have? They had Danny Dyer and his daughter, Danny Dyer.
Oh, Danny. I love it. Excellent.
Who else was on there? There were some other people. Oh, they had Louis Tomlinson and Harry Styles.
Oh, okay.
Was it? No, there was 2 up on Direction, but I couldn't name them for you.
Right, fair enough.
It wasn't Niall.
Right.
And it wasn't Zayn.
Okay.
So it was one of the others.
One of the others, right. Okay.
I can tell you that much.
Fair enough.
Was there anyone else of note on there that I can think of? Maybe not. Because it was like a mixture between normal people and celebrity people.
Okay.
Anyone else? Wasn't Noel Gallagher this year? Oh, I can't think. I can't think. But yes, to stop sidetracking, they were watching the House of... What is it? The Haunting of
Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now...
I've seen clips.
It starts off, as you would expect, there's a house.
Is it on a hill?
It is not on a hill. I
was
very
point?
surprised.
What is the point?
But the family that used to live there that founded the house were called
the Hills. Harry Hill and his family.
No. Stop ruining Spookmas.
I'm not...
No. Yeah,
you wish you were Merry Spookmas.
So the Hills used to live in the house, and you basically follow this family. So a father, there's 5 kids.
Huh.
I'm not going to go into it too much because I think you guys should watch it. Don't want to spoil it. But it is very, very good. Now, there are a couple of jump scares.
A couple.
Peppered.
I keep seeing like articles like on like Game Informer or something where it's like all the hidden ghosts that we found so far.
That is one of the really cool things. So I've only...
And it sort of encourages multiple watches because you can like notice new things.
Exactly. So I only finished it maybe a couple of days ago, so I haven't rewatched it yet. But the really cool thing is they hide maybe, I think I saw it was like 7 to 10 ghosts in every episode.
Oh.
Which is amazing. And I've already kind of seen a couple of them throughout. But they are recurring ghosts that you'll see everywhere. And then going back to the first episode, thinking about it now, they are hidden in plain sight, but you just don't necessarily see them. And it's really cool. Now there's one instance where I think one of the little boys is just stood in a room somewhere, and there's like a ghost face in the corner of the room. It's like a white face. And it's awesome, like that they've put that much detail into it. So the story's fantastic, the performances are amazing, the cast is so great, but just the detail of every episode is brilliant, along with the jump scares. It's fantastic.
I'm interested.
Very well done. And I wouldn't say that it's like scary, so I think if you are scared easily, I would still watch it, because there are only sort of like maybe 1 or 2 jump scares throughout.
Okay.
But it's still like, it's atmospheric. It's really good.
Cool.
Give it a shot.
Do you know what? I might.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah.
I might.
And you'll fall in love with the kids and the adult kids as well, because they are all fantastic.
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
But my time is really taken up right now. I mean, because it's the Bake Off final tomorrow.
It is. Oh, it is.
Who do you want to win?
I want Kim Joy or Ruby to win.
I want probably Ruby, then Kim Joy.
Oh, okay.
Now, on our first ever episode of this, we were both very much avid Rahul fans.
We were, yeah.
No, we're not.
No, I feel like the standard has slipped a little bit. Whereas...
Maybe he should have gone 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The week Manon went, I'm not saying Manon should still be here because she's great, because she was a bit up and down.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be who was the worst on the day, and it was Rahul.
Yeah.
But Paul was like, oh, but he's been better. No, he's shit. He fucked it, bottled it, get him off, go. Done. And then next week, fucking French week, Manon wasn't there.
I know.
Fuming.
Sad times. Yeah.
Fuming.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think Kim Joy will probably take it, to be honest.
I hope she does, because she has gotten steadily better, which I absolutely love. And I think her detail is brilliant. Like when it comes to all like the little work she creates, she's so talented.
She could like get a job on like as like a sort of children's TV chef, like doing like little.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
She'd be great.
She could be a presenter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I'm not watching Bake Off at the minute, I'm playing so much Red Dead Redemption 2, like alarming amounts. It's so good. Like a lot of people have said that it's quite slow, it's quite monotonous, but it's everything that I want in a game. If I want to just spend a day just riding through towns and saying hello to people and stroking dogs, which you can do, then I want to do that.
Fair enough.
I must have given so many good boys some good pats, like just so many. I saw a Labrador yesterday in the game and I was like, I loved it. Now I'm not going to talk about it too much because we'll be here all day.
Okay.
But I do have one story for you.
Yeah.
And it is the story of how I made not just my character, Stephen, I am mortal enemies with someone in the game.
Oh, okay.
So you load up the game, there's like a 3 to 4 hour tutorial, and then you get let out into the open world.
Okay.
Not the entire map isn't open yet.
Right.
But you've got enough to go on with.
Right.
And I come out of camp, and I'm riding along, and I notice it's like someone's building a house.
Right.
Like there's some foundations, there's some like they're trying to like build the front wall, there's like some wooden sort of like, frames and stuff. And I pop over and I'm like, oh, hey, and you can talk to anyone in the game. You hit L2 if you're on PlayStation, or LT if you're on Xbox, and you can literally talk to anyone in the game.
Okay.
You can go up and say hi. Most people are quite rude, but some people are okay. So you go up, you say hi, and I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, me and my boys are trying to build a house, but they're not very good at it. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like really like laying interest in how shit they are building this house. And I was like, and then like, so he's just called Father. Okay. One of them is just called Son, and the other one's called Curtis. Right. So only one of them has got an actual name for some reason. but yeah, so he's like sort of shouting at his sons, and then the wall falls down. Oh, and he was like, watch out, and like the wall falls down, and he was like, oh hell. And then my cat was like, well, looks like you got your work cut out, I'll see you later. So I rode off, thought nothing more about it. I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah. But things with this game, this is like an actual, like, a lot of times video games say, oh, this is a living world. Yeah. It never really is. But this one is, like, as time progresses, the house gets more and more built. So it's not just like, it's like that forever. Yeah. They are building that house. Right. So about another 3 or 4 in-game, or another 3 and 4 hours of gameplay later, I finish a mission, and I see some smoke. No, I see some smoke, and I hear gunshots. Right. And I'm like, what are these gunshots? So I go to check it out, and it's the same house, but it's being shot at by like gang members who are like trying to like get them to pay like land tax to them or whatever, like protection money. So I'm like, oh guys, hey, I'll help. So I come in and I help, and I shoot all the bad guys for them. Yeah. And then the dad's like, oh, thank you so much. It's you again. Oh, thanks for your help. And then he limps off into the distance. I'm like, where are you going? This is your hat. Okay, bye. And then Curtis was, I don't know where Curtis was.
Right.
I accidentally nudged him and then he ran away.
Ah.
So I don't know where Curtis is.
Okay.
But the other son was there and
Yeah.
he was chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk over to where the bodies are. I'm like, I'm going to loot these corpses because if there's anything of value.
Yeah.
And then I hear in the distance a mountain lion. And if you've played Red Dead 1, if anyone out there who's listening has played Red Dead 1, you know that the mountain lions, the cougars in Red Dead are no joke. They are terrifying. In Red Dead 1, if I heard a cougar, I would instantly pause the game, hit fast travel and go. I'm like, I'm not staying here. I don't need to be here. I'm gone. I don't want to know. They're terrifying. And I was like, oh, here we go again. We're back. It begins. The mountain lions are back again. So I jump on the rock because I'm like, I'm not staying on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to chill on this rock. And in my head, like in my Stephen brain,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'll just shoot my gun to scare it off. I'll just shoot up in the air,
Yeah.
scare it off. So I do that. Fucking his son
Yeah.
shits himself and gets me done for trespassing. So I get a little witness trespassing. He's running off into town. And I'm like, wait, no, I just saved your life. What's your problem? And I'm running after him, like trying to stop him. He was like, no, I'm getting the law. I'm like, I didn't shoot at you. I shot at the cougar, you dick. I just saved your life. So when he runs off, then two Irish guys start beating me up.
Oh.
Then the police come, trying to get me to surrender, and I'm still getting beaten up.
Oh.
So I get shot and I die. And I'm like, these dicks. I was like, well, anyway, I've died. Maybe it's like reset.
Yeah.
So I go back over to the house and he's like, oh, big of you to show your face around here. I don't want you around here no more. Get out.
Oh.
I'm like, what's your problem? He's like, get out. Get off my property. I'm like, what's your fucking... Chill out. And every time I go back, he threatens me with a gun and tells me to go away. I'm like, I saved your life.
Oh.
So I hate them.
Okay. So this is...
I hate... Like, not just Arthur. Stephen. I hate them. So
Maybe there'll be another instance where they get shot at and you can just help.
I've got a plan, Courtney.
Yeah.
I've got a plan.
You to kill them all.
I'm going to let them build that house.
Yeah. And then you're going to torch it.
They're going to build that house. Let them build that house. But once that house is built and they've taken their tents down, they're living in that house. Yeah?
Oh, it got intense.
I'm coming back.
They're inside the house, okay.
I'm coming back to that house in the dead of night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll show them how well I can trespass.
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Curtis and your little dad and your little brother, I'm coming for you, Curtis. You build that house. But I'm coming for you, Curtis. I'll show you who can trespass. Just you wait, Curtis. Just you wait. So anyway, Red Dead 2, great game. 10 out of 10, game of the year.
Excellent.
Love it.
Good. I'm pleased you like it. Good.
Yeah, so that's what's been taking up my time. But before Red Dead came out, so Thursday night I went to a little event. I went down to the Pier Hat in the Northern Quarter, and I went to a show called My Uncle Who Works for Nintendo, and it was a night of like new sort of writing and performances, and all the writings were based off creepypasta, but these ones were good. There were some really good ones. There was one about psychogeography and how cities are being built in a way to alter your memories.
Ooh.
So you can't, if you go to certain places or you take certain routes, you can forget what happened. And that was a cool one. There was one about someone who got trapped in a PS1 memory card, but I liked it because of the references.
Okay.
There was one. What was it? There was one about boys who kept losing the ability to speak and they became silent.
Oh, that's cool.
And they couldn't speak and people kept looking through them.
Wow.
Like they were looking at them but through them. And that was cool. And then the final one, which I really liked, was you know that whole concept of the game.
Yes.
And if you think about the game,
you've lost the game.
you lose the game. So it was like that, but it was like upper level.
Yeah.
So like this girl gets a phone call from her mate who she's not spoken to in years, and it's like, oh yeah, there was this pop up on my computer saying, do you want to play the game? And I was like, yes. And it was like, nominate one. So she sends a picture of this guy and says, here it is. And he gets like a text. And it's like, she reads in the rules. And the rules are, nominate one. If you don't play, you die. If you go to the police, you die. If your nomination doesn't play, they die. So she read this guy the rules, sent his picture in and whatever, and he didn't play, and then he turned up dead 3 days later. But it was made to look like an accident.
Right.
And so she nominated the girl who's reading the story, and the girl was like, "Fuck off, I'm not playing." And then she went off to like some Oktoberfest like sort of event. Came back and she was getting like text like, "Oh, delete, ignore."
Yeah.
And then she was getting text of like a countdown like 5, 4, and she got like a picture message, and it was of her at the event that day.
Yeah.
Then she got another one. It was like of her front door, and in the frosted glass she could see herself. So she ran to the bathroom. She got another text of her bathroom door.
Okay.
So she quickly just sent her mate, like her best mate's picture, because he knew the rules.
Yeah.
So she sent his picture and his number, and then he didn't play, and then he turned up dead 3 days later. And then she ended the show with like, because Sinead had kept her mate was Sinead, had kept playing, and it got like more intense, like nominate 1, 3, 5, 13.
Okay. Right.
So like Sinead rang her, and then she ended the show by playing a recording of Sinead on the phone to her, like being murdered and screaming. And it was really eerie.
Very cool.
And then she took all of our pictures and sent it off.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
And I was worried that I might actually get a text for a couple of days, because when you buy a ticket, you give your number in. I thought, are they going to do something with that? But
that would be interesting.
It's quite unethical, though.
It is. You can't. But that would be interesting. If you'd opted in at the start for some unknown...
I would not do that, though.
I wouldn't do that. That'd be really cool.
I wouldn't do that. But it was a good event.
It's a good idea as well, because obviously you've got a lot of nods to that. So you've got the Ring series, where you watch the tape, you die in 7 days. There is It Follows, so it's kind of like you sleep with someone and then they're basically nominated, and then a ghost appears and follows you around. Truth or Dare, where they all enter into this sort of ritual and play the game, and then if they don't do the task afterwards, they die. So I like that concept of doing something that you then entered into, and then you've got to complete certain puzzles or tasks or whatever. I like that idea in terms of tropes in the horror genre.
Yeah, it was a good evening. I enjoyed myself. I heard about it because I mentioned in the last podcast that I had an announcement, but I couldn't announce it. I can announce it now. I was actually told I could announce it about 2 hours after I finished the podcast. But so I am currently part of the Larry Theatre's Class of 2019 scheme, which is like a new scheme. It's like the first year ever doing it, and it's for like graduates and like people early on in their like theatre careers to just sort of go along and do some workshops and learn about the business side and different things and stuff. And it's a really good scheme. I'm happy to be on it. I can announce that now. And yeah, one of the girls who is also on the course, she wrote and performed one of the pieces from Thursday, and that's how I found out about it. And I thought it'd be good for the podcast because spooks. And that's me. Red Dead, spookiness, Bake Off is all there. How are you feeling now on the spookometer?
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Ready for Wednesday. I'm going to see Halloween tomorrow. So
nice.
The new one. So I'm very excited for that.
Bohemian Rhapsody on Wednesday.
Not very Halloween-y, but I feel like it's going to be a good film. So
You're a Halloween-y.
I am a Halloween-y. Always.
But yeah, have you got anything else to add?
Just Halloween is life, and I can't wait. That's all.
Okay. Halloween is just another normal day, and I am the regular amount of excited.
No, get spooky, guys. It's time.
Yeah, get spooky. Put up some decorations, get some candy, commit some murders. Just get spooky.
100%.
Do not commit murders.
Be a pumpkin.
That works.
Yeah.
Be a pumpkin.
Do it.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Be that guy from the GIF with the pumpkin on his head that dances.
Nah.
Me every day.
It is though. That's the issue.
Merry Spookmas, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in November with a less spooky episode.
Bonfire night, maybe.
A less spooky episode. Bonfire night episode.
Yeah.
What's that going to be?
Where I tell the story of Guy Fawkes, but as Guy Fawkes. I'm going to tell you all his life, but I'm going to be Guy.
Okay, so
it's going to be from Guy's perspective.
Okay, so we're not going to do that, but thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.